So originally this was going to be a rant. I was going to rant about certain things that happened in this chapter, Fairy Tale 320. But then I took it aside. I gave it a bit. I gave it a couple of hours. And I reread the material. And I got to say that there are some upsetting things about this chapter. But it also makes for good stuff later on. So what I'm referring to is Orga being one-shotted by Jura. Initially when I read that, I was like, so the entire time that this tournament has been going on, developing how crazy Orga was and how strong, he gets one-shotted. And yeah, it is still disappointing. It doesn't change the fact that that's disappointing. But I noticed that when I look closely at it, that means, and that should hopefully mean, that the Laxus and Jura fight isn't going to be, Laxus poning him with one punch. That's what that should mean. I'm hoping that that's where it goes anyway, because judging from the way they started off, first Jura knocked him down, then he came with a uppercut to Jura. So it's looking like this is in prep for a good battle. The fact that Orga got one-shotted really does take a toll. Is like, wow. Pretty much none of the participants, or none of the guilds, shall I say, so far that's been hyped up outside of probably, I want to say Minerva, being from Sabretooth. Pretty much everyone else has just been kind of disappointing from the tournament, which is why I've been hoping that the reason why Hero is doing this is so that whatever major threat, and I've said this in the past, whatever major threat that this arc is supposed to contain, whether it be the dragons, whether it be Zeruf, whatever the case may be, that's why he's allowing things to go the way they are, because the threat that they're going to face is far beyond what these wizards are and what this competition was. Little disappointing, very disappointing actually, no, not little, very disappointing with the Orga thing, and, we've seen previous cases like this, but to be one-shotted, one punch, it was like Jura was one punch man up in here. So that was really the big thing about this chapter, that it was ridiculous, but it also sets up that Laxus and Jura are going to have a good fight, because we know Laxus is a beast, but it shows that Jura's a beast. And one thing that I did like about this chapter a lot was it seems like Hero was foreshadowing the 10 Saint Wizards, because he said that Jura, or I believe it was the guild master of Jura's guild, I forget her name, the old lady, she said something like, Jura is number 5 of the strongest of the 10 wizard saints, but the other ones are far beyond his strength, that they make him, that he pales in comparison, because they are Iswalans. And I was thinking, wait, so Fullmetal Alchemist invaded this shit? But seriously, I can't wait to see them, because apparently the 4 of them, make Jura look like a weakling, that he's nothing, not even close to them. So I was excited about that, which means foreshadowing for possibly a future arc. Maybe they'll come in this arc when we need them against the dragons, if they do show up, if that's even legit, or if that was just a lie, who knows. But we might see that. And that's interesting, or it could just be for a future arc, something that we have to deal with, because I've always wanted to see maybe an arc where the 10 Saint Wizards try to do some crazy shit and try to take over or something, and then that's a war breaks out or something like that amongst them. So that would be interesting. But I did like that. I liked seeing that little foreshadowing for things to come, hopefully, in the future. But overall, this chapter, we also had a couple other things going on. We had the Grey and Leon fight. That was funny. It wasn't supposed to be serious. That was kind of funny. I want to see, in a way, Grey triumph over Leon, but at the same time, I think it would be more interesting if Leon triumphed and it was maybe Leon versus Jubia. That would be interesting to see out of those 4, because we got Chelia and Grey. It'll be interesting to see that, and or something along the lines. Maybe even Grey versus Jubia. Again, I wouldn't mind seeing that as well, but I don't want to see it just be come down to a typical Grey versus Leon and Grey wins. That would seem a little so I would like to see a little twist up. Maybe Jubia versus Leon, and then Leon finally says, all right, whatever, you can stay with Grey or something like that, even though I don't see that happening, but that would be interesting. So yeah, overall chapter, the Orga thing really pissed me off. Everything else was kind of comedic, and at the same time, you can attribute that the Orga stuff does make for a better fight in the future, hopefully, but you can't really count on that as well, because we don't know, for all we know, in the next battle, that uppercut was a one-shot to Jura, so we'll have to wait and see. I give this chapter, I want to say, a 2 to 2.5, because how can you one-shot somebody and that's it. When this Orga guy has been hyped up to be incredibly strong. I mean, we did see in the power thing that he was a 5,000 and Jura was, I think, 8. I think it was a little over 8,000. But still, I mean, that's not that far away. It's not like he was a 500 and he was an 8,000. So I would have liked a little bit more seriousness. I would have liked it if Orga wasn't what he was in this and pretty much just a big joke. And Sabretooth has become a big joke thus far. But we did see earlier in the chapter, in the very beginning, we did see a Sting Uchiha sitting there. No, so let me stop. But we did see Sting sitting there, like, looking really down and out because he's probably going to do something very messed up, and that's how they're going to win. I could definitely see them winning by him just sitting there and doing something crazy. So we got to wait and see about that because, you know, that crazy outcome that's supposed to come. I wish we would have got more about the mystery because right now the thing that I'm liking about this arc the most is the mystery. So I would have liked to see where Arcadios was going with his armor, what he was going to do to the princess, maybe something more of future Lucy, maybe something more with that shadowy figure. So I wish we would have got more of that. But yeah, in a nutshell, that's what I think of the chapter. 2.5 out of 5. Let me know what you think. Were you disappointed with Orga being one-shotted, or you think that it just added to make a better fight? But at the same time, I don't... Regardless if it added to make a better fight, you still one-shotted somebody that's been hyped up for so long, and you can't negate that. But yeah, that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up if you're hoping for a beast fight with Laxus and Jura, because it seems like it could be an amazing fight. We just gotta wait and see, though. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.